Hello everyone, this is Random Talk here with another video. I've noticed I have been doing a trend of ship videos, but uh, maybe I'm just leaning more towards that way, I don't know. But the next ship that I, I think I learned about it a couple of months ago, and it is the RMS Niagara. Now, I'm just going to go over like some quick little tidbits of information here. Her owner in 1913. Now, of course, keep in mind this is all from Wikipedia, the history and all that. 1913 owner was a Union Steamship Company of, I believe it's New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand. In 1931, it would have been the Canadian Australian Line. Her operator in 1913 would have been the Union Steamship Company of New Zealand, and in 1931 would have been the Canadian Australian Line. Her port of registry is London. Her route route would have been Sydney. I think it's pronounced Auckland, Auckland. This one I think is pronounced Suva, Suva, Honolulu, and Vancouver. The builder was John Brown and Company, Clydebank. Let's see if that Clydebank. It's in Scotland. Her yard number would have been 415. Excuse me. She was launched August 17th, 1912, and completed March 1913. Her identification number, UK official number, was 135193, and her code letters JBSG until 1933. Her call sign would have been GBE until 1933, and call sign GNXP from 1934. Her nickname would have been the Queen of the Pacific, and according to the fate, she was mined on June 19th, 1940. And let's see, going down to general characteristics. The type of ship she would have been an ocean liner. Her tonnage was 13,415 gross registered tons. It's what is that? And 7,582, what's it say, net registered tonnage. She had a length of 524.7 feet, a beam of 66.3 feet, a draught of 28 feet and 1 inch, a depth of 34.5 feet. She had 3 decks. Her propulsion, I like how it's got listed here versus a bunch of other ships. Instead of actually like one long thing, it's got them almost bullet pointed. 2 triple expansion steam engines, 1 low pressure steam turbine, and 3 screws. So basically, you got the 2 triple expansion steam engines on either side, the turbine engine, and you get the 3 propellers. She had a speed of 18 knots or 33 kilometers an hour. It doesn't say what that would be in miles per hour. She had a capacity for 281 first class, 210 second, 176 third. And what's this? And it said, okay, I'm just reading this as it says it. 1928, 81,560 cubic feet refrigerated cargo. And her sister ship, as a note here, would have been the HMS Avenger. Is there... Let's see, I know there was something else I'd seen on here. Yeah, I'm not going to go over her entire life story. I'm just going to, kind of pick and choose some stuff here. Yes, this was a big incident. Now, how big exactly? I don't know. I wasn't there, but just from what I've read it before, and it seemed like a big incident. There was a firework explosion. And reading along here, it says on October 27th, 1937, Niagara was at a wharf in Darling. Is that Darling? Trying to make sure here. Yes, Darling Harbor, having 300 cases of fireworks loaded into her number 2 hold when one of the cases exploded. Dock workers were blown through the air. 5 were injured. 1 later died of his injuries, and 3 others were treated in hospital. Windows were broken more than 200 yards away. Let's see. And that's saying... So basically... equaling 3 feet or 36 inches. I never was good on, like conversion of like yards to feet or inches. So I always thought that yards was way longer than that, but no, I guess not. But anyway, the fireworks had been made in China, arrived on the steamship Nankin, I think, Nankin, and were being transshipped at Sydney for export to Fiji. They were of a type that can be detonated by shock, which were banned in New South Wales. The remaining cases of fireworks were removed to Bantry Bay Explosives Depot. Okay. Okay. So I just looked under modifications, and apparently she wasn't always a refrigerated cargo ship, because it says it again as it says it. By October 1928, refrigerating equipment had been installed in Niagara's number 1 hold. This increased her refrigerated capacity by 450 tons, bringing the total to 81,560 cubic feet. Let's see. Look, yeah. Let's see, where... Okay, now, this, unless I find something else, later, no, actually, that's close to the end of the article, but this will probably be the last thing that I, read off. And it says, the wreck since 1953. A New Zealand law passed in 1979 protects an underwater communications cable that passes near the wreck. This law forbids any vessel anchoring above the wreck without special permission. In 1988, marine salvage specialist Keith Gordon from Albany, New Zealand, explored the wreck with a remotely operated underwater vehicle. The wreck has become an artificial reef, rich with marine life since 1999, scuba divers have visited and explored the wreck. Where the strong room used to be is now a crater littered with debris, and Keith Gordon, recovered Niagara's Bell in 2007. Almost said like 1907. Well, that would have been wrong. Let me see if I can find. I do think she's only got one sister. Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, this, to me, it's almost kind of like it's contradicting itself, because it's saying like a ship was built to be the sister, like I said, the HMS Avenger, which had a different name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but I'll spell it Aotearoa. So, I guess just make of that what you will. Huh. Okay, so maybe I was wrong earlier about her not always being refrigerated. Because according to this, it says some of her holds were refrigerated for for perishable cargo, and then the very next sentence says when she was new, her number one hold or forward hold was not refrigerated. But then later on, it says that by 1928, the number one hold was refrigerated. Oh, here's something interesting. I never did run into this. Before she was launched, Niagara was nicknamed the Titanic of the Pacific. Now, keep in mind, I said she was launched in August 17th, 1912. So, yeah, this would have been after the Titanic disaster. But then it goes on to say that after the Titanic disaster, this was changed to the Queen of the Pacific. So, yeah, I could see how they didn't want a disaster associated with this new ship. Probably would have been bad publicity if they had kept with that original nickname. But yeah, that's all I've got for now. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, this was a ship I've come across in the last couple of months, I think, and for whatever reason, it actually kind of almost fascinated me just as much as Titanic did. But yeah, this is all I'm going to do so far on the RMS Niagara. I may do another video later. Yeah, so this has been Random Talk, signing out. Have a good night, rest of your day, wherever you may live, and have a good one.